So let's go ahead and begin bringing your palms to your heart center and your chin to your chest, and reminding yourself in this moment to move in ways that feel right for your body and your body alone. And you can also remember that I am not actually in the room with you. So if you need to do things that are just for you, that's perfectly fine. You're not interrupting anybody else's practice. This is your time. So please take care of your body. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. And we're going to take ourselves onto our backs. Let the full length of your body spread out on your mat. So reach your heels to the bottom of your mat and reach the crown of your head towards the top of your mat. Go ahead and let your arms relax down at your sides. So before we begin to move with our breath, let's just focus on our breath. So turn your toes out, turn your palms open, and just breathe. As you breathe, notice the movement of your belly. Notice as you inhale, you can sense your ribs expand. And notice as you exhale, you can sense your belly button softening down. So your inhale, your ribs are expanding because your lungs are filling with air. Good. And then with your exhale, your diaphragm is lifting and helping your lungs to push the air out of your body. So there's a little bit of a softening in your belly. Inhale, your ribs expand. Exhale, your belly button gently draws towards your spine behind you as your diaphragm lifts up and pushes the air out of your lungs and out of your body. Good. So now let's move with our breath. So as we inhale, reach your arms up and over your head. We'll do this beautiful day stretch where you're really organically finding the lovely stretch that's in your body. And then with an exhale, lower your hands back down to the floor. When you sense your next inhale coming, let your inhale begin and then let your arms follow, reaching your fingertips as far away from your heels as you can, lengthening the fullness of your body. And then with your exhale, your hands follow and bring your arms all the way back down. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Nice. Now we're just going to do the right arm only. Inhale, reach your right arm away from your left heel and your left heel away from your right arm. And then exhale, leading your arm back down to your side. Now we'll do our left side. So inhale, reach your heel and your fingertips away from one another. And then exhale, bring your hands and your legs back towards each other. Now we're going to do both arms. Inhale, both arms up and over your head. Exhale, belly button drops down towards your spine behind you as your palms come down. So again, one more time, single. Inhale, right arm, right leg reaching away from one another. With your exhale, your hand goes back and your leg rests back to normal. Inhale, left arm reaches. Good. Exhale, arm comes down. Good. So now we're going to take our right arm up and over our heads. We're going to take our right foot and cross it over our left ankle. So with your right hand, you're going to use this as your guide. We're going to take an opportunity to do a side body stretch through the right side. So I am reaching my right hand toward toward you and towards the left side of my mat. So I'm doing a little bit of a C in this side of my body. Great big side body stretch from the right ankle to the right fingertips. Good. And then bring the right arm back down. And now we'll do the same thing the other side. So the left arm reaches up and over your head. Cross your your left ankle over your right leg. And then reach that left arm over your body, getting a great big stretch through your left side body. And you might sense some tension here in your belly. Try to soften your belly. And then with a great big inhale, expand your ribs. Sense all that stretching here through your intercostal muscles. Good. And then exhale, bring that arm back down. Nice. Good job. All right. So feet flat to the floor. And we're going to do a little bit of inhale. Take your knees towards your chest, arms up and over your head. And then exhale, lower your feet back down. Inhale, get those arms over your head. Good. And exhale, arms back down. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Nice. So now we're going to incorporate a bridge. So I'm going to make sure that my heels and my feet are underneath my knees, right? So I don't want them like this. I want them close towards your glutes. All right. And we're going to push your feet through the floor. Sense your inhale start to arrive. And then we're going to bring ourselves up to a bridge, reaching your arms up and over your head. And then exhale, lower down slowly. Good. Inhale, arms come up over your head. Fingertips and tips of your knees are reaching apart. And here comes your exhale. Your exhale is helping you drop your vertebrae back down towards the floor. Good. 3 more of those at your own pace, connecting with your inhale and your exhale, and sensing your vertebrae, warming up your spine, articulating your spine, bringing some awareness of all the little nubbies in your back body, connecting with the floor as you rise and lift your arms up over your head. And then as you slowly lower and bringing your vertebrae back down to the floor. Oh, good job. Nice. All right. So maybe not. You have a block. If you don't have a block, please use a pillow. We're going to do a supported bridge. If you have a block, the supported bridge looks like this. You're going to lift your hips up and you're going to slide that block underneath your hips. So find a spot that feels good for you. It's not on your tailbone, right? It's not low down towards the fleshy part of your butt, but more sort of like at the waistline of your pants. Good. We're going to stay here. You can do the same thing with a pillow. So what this feels like is a nice balancing of your hips, a nice settling of your hips into the block, feeling supported, but also continue to keep awareness of your feet resting into the floor. So then we're going to continue with that inhale, reach your arms up and over your head, and then stay here. So let your hips drop into the block. Inhale fully, sense your ribs expand. Good, and as you exhale, let your hips fall deeper into your blocks. Inhale, fully expanding through your ribs. And then with your exhale, let it be slow and controlled, helping your hips settle down into the block. One more breath cycle here with your arms up and over your head and your hips settling down into the block beneath you. Good. And then one last inhale, arms reach over your head as far as they can away from the tips of your knees. And then let's exhale and lower our hands back down towards the floor. Push your feet through the floor. Slide that block out from underneath you. Good, nice job. So now we're gonna do a quad stretch. The exercises that we're doing today are moving towards lengthening or opening up the muscles on the front side of our body. So I'm gonna have us do this quad stretch. The quads are those big muscles on the front sides of your thighs. You're gonna take your right foot and tuck it under your, your left foot and tuck it under your right foot. If you want to try to grab your left foot with your right hand, you may do that. It's not necessary. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand and reach it up and over my head and create a great big stretch. So from the tip of my left knee to the tip of my fingers, I'm going to reach and get a great big stretch. So imagine this is sort of like the bridge we just did, right? We're creating a lot of distance from the tip of your bent knee to the tip of your fingertips. So opening up the front side of your body, specifically that left hip here. Good. One more deep inhale, expanding through your ribs. And then a long exhale that helps you pull your body out of this, untucking your left foot. And I will do the same thing on the other side. So take the right foot, tuck it under your left foot. And here you'll see, either you can grab this foot or no, you cannot. It's okay, it doesn't really matter. What we're looking for is the stretch on the front side of the right leg. So the right hand's gonna reach up and over your head. You're getting a great big stretch in the armpit of your right arm, through the ribs of your right ribs, through that front of your right hip, maybe in through your psoas on your right side, and then in through the quad on the right side. Really reach, expand your ribs with a deep inhale. And then a long, slow exhale, softening your belly button towards your spine. Maybe there you can sense that really deep quad stretch and psoas stretch. And then one more inhale, deeply expand through your ribs. Good, and then exhale, we'll bring ourselves back to the middle. Nice. All right. So one more time, connect your feet, pushing your feet through the floor. Letting your elbows rest alongside of your torso. And then I would like you to bend your elbows like robots. So we're going to push back sides of our arms into the floor. And when you do that, I want you to also push the back side of your shoulders into the floor. And as you do that, maybe you can sense that your upper vertebrae, so the bones in your upper back, sort of suck into the space between your scapula. Maybe you can even sense your neck lifting a little bit away from the floor, but the back of your head is pushing through the floor. Good, now we're gonna push our feet through the floor and lift our hips up. So again, I want the back sides of your arms pushing through the floor. So again, keeping that upper back body up off the floor as your shoulder blades push into the floor. So your vertebrae is sort of folded into the space between your scapula. The back of your head is pushing through the floor. And really actively feel this work opening your heart center and pushing your back body, your upper back body through the floor, and the upper arms through the floor, pushing your feet through the floor, turning on the strength in the back side of your body as you open the front side of your body. Good. We're going to increase this challenge a little bit more by really pushing your heels through the floor. I want you to feel the work on the back sides of your legs really turn on. Lots of strength of your heels pushing through the floor. Maybe it feels like it's too much. Now inhale. Fill your ribs with a big balloons in your lungs. And here with your exhale, you can slowly, carefully lower your belly, your vertebrae, your hips back down to the floor. Nice work. All right, so we're gonna roll ourselves over onto all fours. And we're gonna do what I'm sure you all feel like is my very favorite thing to do in the whole world, because I do it all the time, is we're gonna do the rocking, pushing your palms through the floor, letting your knees and your hips be in line. And we're just going to exhale. So remember, we're exhaling, our belly button's drawing towards our spine behind us. We're creating some length in our low back here. And then with your inhale, you float forward, right? We have our balloon lungs helping us to float forward. So our exhale's drawing us back, stretching out our low back, filling in our upper back. And then inhale, float forward with your lungs. Good. Continue that with your own breath pattern. Take your own time. Let it be as long or as short of a breath as you need to connect this movement in your body. So the hope here is we're filling in the backside of our body with some nice stretching. Remember, we were just doing the front side of our body. We're sort of balancing that out here, maybe even turning on the muscles on the front side of our body by pushing your hands through the floor as you inhale, come forward actively, pushing all 10 fingers into the floor. Good. Exhale back, really reaching your tailbone back behind you, lengthening your lower back. And then inhale, float forward. Nice. Now we're going to add the down dog. So tuck those toes under. Exhale, shift back to your down dog. Good. Inhale, knees slowly come down. Exhale, shift back. Inhale, float forward. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, shift back to a down dog. Good. Inhale, float forward. Exhale, child's pose, shift back. Inhale, float forward. Good. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, shift back. Now I'm going to add a new little twist. Inhale, shift forward, drop your knees down, and we're going to let your hips come down, sort of like an upward dog. And then exhale, tuck your toes under, shift back this time to a down dog. So let those heels work their way towards the floor. Inhale, float forward, knees come down. Exhale, shift back, child's pose. Inhale, float forward. Drop your hips down to that upward dog. Good. Exhale, tuck your toes under and shift back to down dog. Good. Keep moving just like that. Inhale, knees come down. Exhale, shift back, child's pose. Inhale, float forward. Find that upward dog pose. Good. Exhale. Tuck your toes under, shift back, down dog. And now we're going to walk our hands and our feet together. However you can do that. This does not need to be a pretty motion. We're making our way with our hands and feet together, and we're doing a forward fold, letting the openness in your back body get nice and aware. So as you push your heels through the floor, then push your toes through the floor, you have some nice sensation on the back sides of your legs. Good. Here comes our inhale. Here's our floating, right? Our lungs are filling with air. They've got a nice balloon action as they float ourselves halfway up. Good. Maybe you can sense the strength in the back sides of your legs and the power of your belly helping you to support your back. With your exhale, start to fold, lower down. This time, as we inhale, we're going to float all the way up to stand. Good. And bring your hands to your heart center. So we're going to bring ourselves to the top of our mat. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, lower your hands down, slide your fingertips down towards your toes. And here comes your inhale, float up. Let your lungs float your ribs up. And then exhale, take your palms to the floor and take your feet out behind you. Good, so we're bringing ourselves into a strong and stable plank. Of course, you can always have your knees on the floor, Mom. Belly button is, I'm talking to my mom, not all moms, because there are lots of moms who don't need their knees on the floor. So we're gonna take a moment here. Exhale, shift back, reach your tailbone as far away from you as you can. Inhale, come forward, let your hips come down, let your heart center open towards the ceiling, towards the front of the room. Exhale again, shift back, child's pose. Good. Inhale, shift forward to the up the plank, but on your knees. Good. So our power is pushing through the floor. Your palms are pushing through the floor. Your chest is strong. The length of your neck is long. We're going to hold here and actively push your the tops of your feet through the floor. Good. And then with care, we're going to lower ourselves to the floor. If lowering yourself slowly doesn't make sense, then do it as safely and as comfortably as you can. But if you can take your time, take your time. Good. All right. So we are now reaching our, just like we did on our backs, we're reaching our legs as to the ends of our mats. Remember, we do that one arm reach and then the other arm reaches, and our legs are reaching as far away from us as they can. Create that sense on the floor now. You can fold your, bend your elbows, don't fold your elbows. Bend your elbows and rest your cheek on your hands piled, and just rock your hips from side to side. So a little hip wiggling. Good. And right now my chin is facing towards the right. And I'm going to inhale and lift my chin up, look straight out in front of me. And then I'm going to exhale and lower my head back down, facing the left side. Good. So inhale, my gaze looks up. So I'm turning on the muscles on the back side of my body. Good. And then exhale and lower them back down. Lower my head back down. Inhale, lengthen the front of your body. Let your gaze look in front of you, turning on the muscles on my back. And then exhale, lower. Good. So that's just a small motion. Maybe, just maybe, you're sensing your low back turn on. If you are, I want you to, again, try to create some length in your low back. But I also want you to sense this space settling down deeply into the floor beneath you. Good. So now I want you to reach your arms out to the sides, and this time letting your left cheek rest on the floor. Fingertips are reaching as far away from you as you can. Good. And again, we're going to repeat that same sense, but pushing your palms through the floor. Inhale, let your gaze look up towards the space in front of you. And then exhale, lower your head back down. Inhale, let your gaze look up in front of you, filling your ribs with air. Exhale, soften your belly, lower your cheek back down to the other side. Now bring great awareness to your rib expansion. Inhale, fill your lungs. Exhale, lower your cheek back down to the floor. Good. So now I'm going to have you slide your palms underneath your shoulders. Good. So again, let your left cheek rest on the floor. And then we're going to inhale, Fill your lungs and reach your right foot as far away from you as you can as you lift your chin and your chest up off the floor. So ribs are expanding. And then exhale, lower your right cheek to the floor. Good, same thing to the other side. So inhale, fill your ribs and reach that left foot away. Good, and then exhale, lower that foot back down to the floor. Now this time, inhale, both legs reach, ribs expand as you inhale. Exhale, and your chin comes back to the floor. Good. So again, inhale, ribs are expanding, filling your rib cage with the fullness of your lungs. And then exhale, lower down. All right, we're gonna do this cycle one last time. So fully all the way through 2 times, but this time with your arms alongside of your body. So we're working on the bow pose here. We're gonna inhale, arms lift, heels lift, ribs are expanding. Good, and then exhale, lower your cheek to the floor. Inhale, fill those lungs up. Good, and exhale, lower down. It does not matter how high your chest comes up off the floor or how high your feet come off the floor. Inhale, lift your gaze towards the front of your room. And then exhale, lower it back down. Good. Inhale, reach those arms up, lift your heels up. Good. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Let your shins rest down. Push through your palms and shift all the way back to your child's pose. Nice. Good. Inhale, rock yourself forward. Let's bring our right foot forward and give ourselves a nice deep lunge. Good. Place your left hand next to your right foot. And here's a nice twist. So we were just focusing on the expansion of our ribs. Let's give some stretching through your torso. Reach your fingertips towards the ceiling, and then take that hand behind you as you increase your twist. Stretching out that shoulder, the space in from your breastbone to the tip of your shoulders, creating a nice openness. Good. Inhale, take that arm back up, and exhale that hand down. Good. We'll shift that foot back. Rock the left foot forward, sink your hips down, nice stretch the back sides of your legs, softening your belly button. Good, and then placing that right foot next to your left foot, inhale, reach your arm up, fingertips reach towards the ceiling, palm pushes through the floor, right ribs move towards your left thigh. Good, and then take that hand behind your back. Let that left shoulder roll open as you increase that space between the center of your breastbone towards the tip of your left shoulder. Good. Inhale, reach that arm back up. Exhale, lower your hand back down to the floor. Take your left foot back. And again, find our way back towards that child's pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. Inhale, shift forward, tuck your toes under. Exhale, shift back, down dog. Inhale, shift forward, knees go down. Exhale, shift back, child's pose. And here's one last inhale, shift forward. Here's that upward dog. Filling in your space in your rib cage. Big full expansion through your lungs, full lungs. And then with your initiation of your exhale, bring your hips all the way back. And we're going to end today in our nice child's pose. Good, so stay here. Take a moment or two to rest. Reach your fingertips as far away from you as you can. And soften your belly button towards your spine as your ribs rest more softly towards your thighs. Take 2 more full inhales and exhales. And then with care, push your shins through the floor and bring yourself back towards a seated position. Again, I started the class today with my heels tucked underneath me. If this is a comfortable place for you, you can stay like this. Otherwise, feel free to cross your ankles. Bring your palms to your heart center, bring your chin to your chest. Thank you for joining me with this all-level yoga class today. Nicely done. And have a good rest of your day. Namaste.